The divine feminine. I see a lot of content creators who seem like legit femdom talk about the divine feminine goddess as a mythical power of femininity that femdoms and women in general have. You're listening to the Mistress Code. I'm RacyWilde. I am part of an academic mythological conference, so I know my stuff on mythology. I study all the gods and their stories, and I've studied Venus and Fur at a high academic level. If you don't know, the narrator worships the goddess Venus and then projects his fantasy onto the central female character, Wanda. Because of this, he can't deal with the realities of real femdom and rejects submission because she is not doing his fantasies. She is living her reality. Now, through my experience and research, the divine feminine is a concept that works against femdom. Venus in Fur provides a good example of how a man worshipping the divine feminine goddess feeds his own fantasy, and he projects this fantasy onto real women. But as soon as a woman becomes real to him, his fantasy isn't being fed and he rejects submission. The divine feminine goddess is a male-centric concept that feeds male fantasy. Thus, he is not submitting to the real femdom, but his projected fantasy of her, the goddess. The divine feminine goddess has to be destroyed in the man by the real femdom in order for real submission to occur. This is why worship is a sore point for me, because people are ignorant to what they are actually doing. With that said, I know there are a lot of femdom who play up to the fantasy and whose femdom is a fantasy play for them. That's cool. I just prefer reality. Life's too short to just imagine my life. I prefer to live it.